Hello everyone, today I am here with a new emotional and motivational story, one that might feel simple at first, but will stay with you long after it ends. This is the story of a boy named Ayan. Ayan was not born into comfort. He was born into a small village where electricity disappeared more often than it stayed, where dreams were considered luxuries, and where survival was the only priority. His father worked as a daily wage laborer, and his mother stitched clothes late into the night under a weak yellow bulb. Every morning, before the sun even thought about rising, Ayan would wake up. Not because he wanted to, but because responsibility does not wait for childhood to finish. He would fetch water, feed the goats, and help his mother before walking 5 kilometers to school. But school was not a place of excitement for him. It was a place where his torn shoes were noticed. It was a place where his faded uniform was laughed at. It was a place where some voice whispered, "He won't become anything." At first, those words hurt deeply. He would return home, sit quietly outside, and look at the sky turning orange. Sometimes he wanted to cry. Sometimes he wanted to quit. Sometimes he wondered if the world had already decided his future for him. One evening, after a particularly painful day, Ayan threw his school bag on the floor. "I can't do this anymore," he told his mother. "They are right. Maybe I'm not meant for big dreams." His mother did not shout. She did not lecture him. She simply placed her rough, tired hand on his head and said, "Beta, the sun rises every day. Not because the night allows it, but because it was created to rise. You don't ask people for permission to shine." That night, Ayan did not sleep much. He kept thinking about the sunrise. The next morning, something changed. The road to school was still long. The shoes were still torn. The whispers were still there. But Ayan walked differently. Instead of focusing on what he didn't have, he began focusing on what he could control. He started staying after school to ask teachers questions. He borrowed old books from seniors. When electricity went out, he studied under the streetlight near the mosque. People laughed at him sitting there. "Look at him," they said. "Trying to become a big officer." He smiled quietly. Years passed. There were days he failed tests. Days he felt exhausted. Days he thought about giving up again. But every time he felt darkness closing in, he remembered his mother's words, "You don't ask permission to shine." He failed his first college entrance exam. The whole village talked about it. "See? We told you." For 2 days, he locked himself in his room. But on the 3rd day, he came out with a notebook in his hand. Instead of crying over the result, he made a plan. He analyzed his mistakes. He changed his study strategy. He reduced distractions. He studied smarter. The next year, he tried again. And this time he passed. The same people who once laughed were now surprised. The same village that once doubted him now spoke his name with pride. But the real victory was not the exam. The real victory was the boy who didn't quit when quitting felt easier. Years later, Ayan returned to his village, not as the poor boy with torn shoes, but as a successful civil engineer. He helped build better roads. He worked to improve electricity systems. He even started a small scholarship program for underprivileged students. One evening, he stood at the same place where he once sat as a defeated child. The sky turned orange again. But this time he smiled not because life had been easy, but because he had built his own sunrise. He realized something powerful. The world will not always believe in you. People will measure you by your clothes, your marks, your failures. But your future is not written by their opinions. It is written by your persistence. Sometimes success is not about talent. It is about showing up when nobody is watching. It is about studying when others are sleeping. It is about trying one more time when everyone thinks you're done. Ayan was never the smartest boy in the room. He was just the one who refused to stop walking. And that made all the difference. So if today you feel unseen, if today you feel underestimated, if today you feel like the night is too long, remember this. The sunrise does not ask the darkness to move. It simply rises. I hope you enjoyed this story. More than that, I hope you found a small piece of yourself in it. If this story touched your heart even a little, carry this message with you: keep walking, keep believing, and never wait for permission to shine.